Hello Aries, welcome to your 2019 reading with me, Anushka. So we're going to include numerology, astrology, as well as tarot in this to give you a really full overview. So first of all, let's look at the numerology for 2019. So 2019 is a 3-year, okay? We take the 2, we take the 1, we take the 9, we add them together, that gives us 12. We take the 1 and the 2, add those together, it gives us 3. So what is 3 about in numerology? 3 is about creativity, it's about self-expression, it's about communication, okay? It's about bravery, it's about being bold enough and courageous. Courage is a really big word actually when it comes to the number 3. Think about the 3rd house as well in the astrological chart, which is ruled by Gemini typically, right? So it's about the courage to express ourselves, the courage to voice our opinions. It's about creativity, it's about friendship, it's about fun. So this is going to be a year where all of us will be experiencing this and bring this pouring or channeling this energy into our lives in some sort of way. For you, you're going to see a huge focus on home and career, the balance between those two things, which is interesting, bearing in mind the North Node has moved into Cancer, right? Cancer is about home and family, and that's sitting in your 4th house of home and family. So it's going to be this balancing act, finding fulfillment in both of these areas of your life and in your chart. And that with that 3 energy there, it's about, okay, how can I feel a sense of more fun and more joy as it relates to these things? How can I bring more of my self-expression into what I do into the world? How can I bring more happiness or more fulfillment into my home life? Okay, so that 3 energy is going to pour into that, and this is going to be a big theme as we go through this year. 2018 was a master number year, okay? It was an 11, also a 2, right? 2 is about balance, but the 11 is an interesting one because the master numbers really ask us to ramp up, to take responsibility for our lives, and to step up to another level. Now, master number sounds all great and fancy, okay? You find out you've got a master number in, like, as your life path or something. I've got a master number. And at first you think, oh great, I'm special. But actually what happens is it can often mean that there's a lot of difficulty in getting to where you want to get. After all, mastery is not something that comes easy. So it makes sense that 2018 was an 11 year because of the fact that we had so many retrogrades. So it's almost like we were being asked to really, really get real with ourselves, to let go of what didn't serve us anymore, to really master who we are as individuals, okay, on a personality level, on a soul level, on an emotional level, so that then we can move into this fresh energy of 2019, this creative, self-expressive energy, no longer holding the baggage that we were holding in 2018. The beautiful thing about 2019, the first 2 months, up until March the 6th, let me just double check that. Yeah, up until about March the 6th, that is when we have all the planets going direct, okay? So we've had all this retrograde energy, and then for a couple of months, we have this clear energy where we can just move forward. We don't no longer having to review and analyze and redo and reconsider and re-feel things, okay? Now we've learned so much through 2018, we can now move forward. So, like I said, the focus is going to be very much for you on that career, what I do in the world, as well as the home and family. You've got Saturn and Pluto up in your 10th house in Capricorn, right? So what's going on here is you are being asked to work hard, okay, for whatever it is you want, to apply yourself and to work hard. Saturn asks that of us. Pluto as well is like, he's a transformative agent. He wants us to release what's no longer working and transform so that we're actually being more authentic to our purpose and what we want. So you're being asked to transform and work hard in this area of life. So there's a lot of focus here. For some of you, this may mean that you have recently changed careers, stepped into a new path, right? It could mean that. And so you're having to work hard at that. Maybe you've started your own business. But for some of you who are maybe older, this could be a matter of having to simplify, because Saturn likes structure and likes simplification, doesn't like complication. And Pluto will want to get rid of any unnecessary excess, as will Saturn. So for some of you, especially if you're a bit older or you're nearing retirement, it's about how are you simplifying your life, but also doing something that makes your life meaningful and what you do in the world, and what you do out there, a more meaningful thing. Maybe you're looking at leaving a legacy, you know, building some sort of legacy to leave behind for your children. This is certainly an area of focus that's going to require clarity and a step-by-step realistic approach, but there's going to be big payoffs and big things as we come into 2020, which I'll talk more about as we go through this. The other thing we've got as well is Jupiter is there in your 9th house of Sagittarius. Jupiter is asking you to grow, to expand, okay? Jupiter wants us to go outward, and he's happy in Sagittarius. He rules Sagittarius. So, you know, this could mean for you having to broaden your horizons in the sense of travel, in the sense of higher learning, in the sense of education and publishing and that kind of thing. Maybe you're going to want to, maybe this change that's going on the home front and the career front is related to you feeling the need for a sense of freedom. Sometimes we gain freedom by simplifying our lives. If we've got too much going on, it can bog us down. So maybe that's what you're doing. You're saying, I want more freedom for my family. I want more freedom for myself. I want time to explore. And so this is, you know, this is where the kind of impetus is coming from to look at simplifying or changing things as it relates to home and career. Or perhaps you want to just grow as a person, you want to travel the world, you want to learn more, and that's where the focus is coming into with career. Now Jupiter is going to be squaring off with Neptune 3 times. I'll get more into it in the monthlies, but 3 times as we go through 2019. It will be exact, okay? But the whole year, really, he's going to be squaring off. Neptune being in Pisces. And so this gives you intuition when it comes to seeing things from a broader perspective. At the same time, this Jupiter square Neptune energy can be very idealistic. So I'm saying to everybody, 2019, it's really important to, yes, work hard, envision, dream, work towards your goals, because this is a year when we can really make our dreams come true. But at the same time, it's really important that we keep ourselves grounded. And for you, that might well be by making sure you can stay connected to home and family and roots. Okay, so try and keep your feet on the ground and try not to take foolish gambles, which I doubt you will. But at the same time, dream big, but implement, you know, strategize and create short-term goals that lead to the bigger dream. I feel like I'm talking really fast, Aries. I apologize if I am. I don't usually drink coffee, and I had coffee before I started your reading, and I can feel it. Right, okay, so I've shuffled these cards. So I'm going to pull just one for what the kind of theme of 2019 is about. Okay, so we've got the Lovers, okay? So, God, yeah, look, my hands are shaking. I drank too much caffeine. So we've got the Lovers. So the Lovers, of course, romance can come in. I think we're looking at love, all right? We're looking at what makes you happy, what means something to you, what is meaningful. Also, I see this as being balanced between the masculine and feminine. So if we look at the 10th house as being the masculine, out there, career, driven, ruled by Capricorn energy, right? And then the 4th house, Cancer, as being the feminine, nurturing home energy. This is where the eclipses are going to be taking place this year, and this is where the North Node is in Cancer. So this to me speaks of balancing that home energy with that career energy, that masculine with that feminine, for a sense of peace, security, harmony, and love. Okay, so I think it's almost like your value is going to be, right, how can I have more tender, loving peace in my life, yet at the same time go after the things I want. And it's almost like you're looking at the opportunities that come into your world and saying, how do they relate to these values, okay? Do they fit? So I think that's really cool. At the same time, of course, this could be to do with romance and marriage, but I'm not pulling any more cards to get any more specific. I'm just being really general on that. The other thing we have going on as well for you, Aries, is Uranus has been in your sign, okay, retrograde. Now, Uranus being in your sign, you have been discovering yourself anew. Uranus shakes things up, okay? He wants to let go of the status quo, the things that don't serve us anymore. He doesn't do it for no reason. He comes along to get rid of things that just aren't working anymore. So your perspective as it relates to you has probably changed a lot. Perhaps you have seen a new side of yourself. Perhaps you've been looking over your past, your childhood, who you are, and discovering things about yourself that have led you to a new understanding of who you are. It's about a new freedom in who you are by letting go of old perceptions, right? In order for you to progress and move forward and to be that new you, the real you that you have now become. So this has been shaking things up, and with that Venus retrograde towards, what was it, like from September to December last year, opposing Uranus, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you were looking at relationships and love and how you've changed as a result of the relationships you've had, how love has and one-to-one and intimate relationships have molded you and who you've become as a result. Okay, so we have a number of eclipses going on. First of all, actually, what I want to say, just speaking more about the numerology, for those of you who are interested, I have got a page on my site which talks about what your personal year number is. So yes, 3 is the general energy of the numerology of 2019, but we each will have a personal year number. Now this is your date of birth plus the number 3. So I'm going to pin a comment to the top of the comment section, which will take you to the link on my page where you can figure out your personal year number, and I'll give an interpretation for that, and that'll be even more specific to you. So I genuinely suggest you check that out because that could be very beneficial. Okay, I find them to be of great help and great use. So right, so let's get into it. Let's get into the eclipses. Right, and let's draw a card as well for the eclipses. Right, so like I said, I shuffled these, so I'm just taking them one by one. On January the 6th, so kind of right out of the gate, we have a partial solar eclipse, okay? And this is at 15 degrees of Capricorn. This is, of course, in your 10th house. So this is, once again, career energy. So what is it that you can... Solar eclipses are more about the energy that happens out there, like more physically, and more to do with our efforts, right? So something here might well be shifting, changing. This is a great time to put in an intention for what you want for the next 6 months, okay, with this solar eclipse. So because it's on the 10th and 4th house axis, this could be you saying, all right, what do I need? What changes need to happen in my career so I can spend more time with family? What changes need to happen so that perhaps I can, maybe you want to work from home, you know, because these things are going to be very related, home and career, like I keep saying. Maybe you want to work from home and you're looking at changes that can happen there. Partial solar eclipse, expect to see something alter, something, perhaps an opportunity come up, perhaps something gets slightly eclipsed, but it's partial, so it's not a huge, it's not like, it's a change, but it's not major, but it's still a change. But what's nice is that it's giving you that initial energy to say, right, how do I want to initiate these changes, okay? Now, the eclipse being at 15 degrees, 1 + 5, 6. 6 in numerology is about home, okay? So you're seeing the theme here. It's about home, it's about healing, it's about harmony, it's about compassion. So I feel like for you, this eclipse is going to be about, right, how can I harmonize work-life balance? How can I bring more harmony into this? How can I bring more harmony into my career? What changes do I want to make here? So it's about a shift in terms of the foundation, as well as, you know, your inner foundation as well, your sense of inner peace, okay, as it relates to what you do in the world. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is interesting because what is the Ace of Pentacles about? Pentacles are about money, resources, my finances, right? I kind of like that it's upside down because it's like saying you're having to review how you earn, what you're doing in your career. Okay, Pentacles are earthy. Capricorn is an earth sign. So you're reviewing what you do in your career, how you make your money. Is it still a fit? Are there changes that need to be made? It doesn't mean that this fresh start of the Pentacle can't come to you, but it's saying we need to review this, we need to have a look, we need to see what changes need to be made, essentially. Okay, and then we go on to January the 21st. This is when we have a total lunar eclipse. And this is also a supermoon, so the energies of this lunar eclipse are going to be very strong. And lunar eclipses are more about an emotional change. That's not to say that you don't get the outward changes at all, but there's sense that definitely is more emotional sense when it comes to lunar eclipses. And I always think things start on an emotional level before they start on a mental and physical level. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you have the desire, you feel a desire for something, you think about it, and then you manifest it, right? So it's almost like the energy of water, the energy of emotion moves things into fruition. If you've ever studied the law of attraction, they say it's not enough just to affirm things or just to envision things. You have to feel it, because it's that feeling energy, that magnetic energy. Moon, water, magnetism, right? It's that magnetic energy that pulls things to us and draws things in. So this is an implementation of, where is he? In Leo, in that 5th house. Okay, so this is the implementation of on an emotional level, what makes you feel happy, what makes you feel fulfilled. In that 5th house of Leo, what does the 5th house rule? So the 5th house rules creativity, children, romance, hobbies, sports, gambling, taking a risk, my fun, my joy. This lunar eclipse is at 0 degrees, so we've got a super moon, total lunar eclipse at 0 degrees. Now to me this is a complete, not even reset, it's a reset, yes, but at the same time 0 degrees is about potential. This is saying we can go anywhere, it's nothing but yet it's everything. So you're being asked, Aries, what do you want? What will bring you more happiness, more joy? There can be big changes, big new beginnings as it relates to your children, as it relates to your creativity, if any of you are involved in the arts or have hobbies that you're passionate about that you want to make into businesses, fantastic energy. Please, 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 please take hold of this energy, right? And do something with it, because this is a complete reset and fresh start. The 0 energy is potential, so it tells me that you can make whatever you want out of this. So I find this really exciting, and it will come from a heart level. It'll be something that really means something to you. So whether it relates to romance, it could be that some of you do have that one that comes along, you know, like perhaps you thought you're never going to find the love of your life, it's never going to happen. Suddenly that 0 degrees total lunar eclipse in the air of romance brings along the lover, right? So this is fantastic energy, and I think it's going to be really powerful, and it's going to pull us through this year. Coming and it's going to not pull us through, it's going to bring our heart space into this year with that 3 energy of creativity, of happiness and courage, right? Heart is very much about courage. Leo relates to courage. Think of the Wizard of Oz, and you've got the lion. Is it the lion? The lion who wants courage, yeah. And that's interesting. What symbol represents Leo in astrology? The lion. Okay, so Leo, the lion, courage. So this is about mixing that 3 energy, that courage, that creativity, that friendliness, that self-expression with what it is that your heart desires, okay, and creating from that space of heart. And when we create from a space of heart, it is more powerful than anything else, all right, in the world. As Abraham Hicks would say, one that is connected is more powerful than a million who are not. Okay, so there we go. Right, on July the 2nd, I got really excited about that. On July the 2nd, we have a total, sorry, we have a total solar eclipse. So we had that lunar eclipse, that total lunar eclipse on January 21st. Now we have a total solar eclipse, right? And this is on July the 2nd. So this is going to be, this could see changes in the outer world. This is in your 4th house, 10 degrees of Cancer. So 4th house, home, family, roots, my security, my private life, what nourishes and nurtures me, the women in my life, okay? Property, real estate, total solar eclipse. So in January, where you were thinking about what's going to fulfill me, what's going to make me happy, and there was an adjustment that was made, there was adjustment that was made in terms of career and work and home earlier in the year. Now it's like, I see a new beginning around July for some of you, okay? Total solar eclipse, change, maybe a change of residence, change in terms of your family structure, home business, a move, real estate, property. It's at 10 degrees of Cancer, so that's a number 1. This is initiation energy, fresh new starts, okay, in that 4th house. So this is a resetting. Something here is shifting in terms of your home and your stability and your roots, but I think that it comes into alignment with what it is you're aiming for. Let's look at the card we've got. King of Cups in reverse. Okay, don't be put off by the fact that it's in reverse. King of Cups in reverse. So King of Cups, what does he represent? So he is, sorry, my lips are dry. I'm not doing very well here, am I? I'm getting over a cold. So King of Cups represents wisdom, emotional wisdom, okay? The king is somebody who rules with fairness and diplomacy and is wise, but is connected to his emotional center too, okay? So this isn't just somebody who is ruthless. This is somebody who genuinely cares about his subjects, someone who has empathy and compassion. He understands the need to balance the good things in life and morality and structure with care, emotion, compassion. So King of Cups here kind of makes sense to me, you know, home, career, and emotions, right? Because the 4th house is a very private, emotional house. It's very close to our hearts. So in reverse, I'm not worried about that. Total solar eclipse, the reverse could well be this indication that something is shifting so as to bring this upright, okay? Something is shifting so as to make your world a place that feels more emotionally fulfilling, make your life, home life, a place of more emotional fulfillment. But it might take some bravery. There may be some courage, some bravery needed in order to step forth into this reset and this change. Okay, on July the 16th, we've got a partial lunar eclipse, in Capricorn, 10th house of career again, and that's at 24 degrees. Numerology, that's another number 6. What 6 represent? Harmony, compassion, healing, home, right? Once again, I sound like a broken record, but you're seeing the pattern that's going on here. Partial solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. I feel like there might be a tweak that's needed, something that needs to change, something that maybe you implemented something at the beginning of the year, and now you're saying, okay, we thought that would work, but maybe there's a part of it that needs changing now in order to bring the situation more into harmony. Because it's like anything, you know, we can initiate a project, a business, anything, right? It's like a painting. You paint a painting, you have the idea in your head, you paint it, and then you go, as you continue, as you progress with the painting, you go, ooh, actually, that needs a little bit more of this, that needs a bit less of this. You adjust, you make tweaks. I see this partial lunar eclipse as being just a slight adjustment. We just need to make an adjustment in order to bring the situation more into harmony. What I will say with this 6 energy, right, of this lunar eclipse is, and also the one at the beginning of the year as well, for some of you, not all of you, this change could come as a result of feeling like there's emotional instability and anxiety, because on the negative side of 6, it can be excessive worry, it can be anxiety, it can be really knotted up emotions. That might be the impetus for these changes. Feeling like things are unstable, feeling anxiety over these things, and that can be actually what pushes you to make these changes. So, you know, anxiety and negative feelings aren't bad in and of themselves. It's about what we do with them and if we can allow them to help us move forward. All right. So also something I forgot to mention was on March the 6th, Uranus comes out of your sign, okay, and then moves into your 2nd house of Taurus, which rules your finances, your resources, also your self-esteem. But I think for most of you, this is going to play out in terms of your finances and resources and your income. Now, this is going to see you wanting more freedom in terms of how you earn your money, in terms of how you make your money. So this could see you starting a home business. This could see you being more innovative, bringing technology, because Uranus is about technology, into your business to help you expand, right? Perhaps you'll get involved in the sciences or in esoteric subjects, something like that. But you're going to be wanting more of a sense of freedom in how you earn your money and how you create your income. Some of you, this could also mean that, I mean, Uranus is apt to change. He's unpredictable. So this could see sudden increases in income. It could also see sudden decreases as well. For those of you who have too much stuff and it's been weighing you down, now is a really good time, or after March the 6th is a really good time to Get rid of excess stuff that you no longer need, because that's what Uranus is asking you to do. Like if you know that you're kind of drowning in stuff, you know, simplify so you have more freedom. All right. Okay. Then as we go into December, Jupiter will be moving into your 10th house. So you see what's going on here. It's like the universe is saying to you, all right, get your home in order. Get that. Let that be a place which really you feel a sense of security and calm and peace. Get your home in order so that you can expand and do what you need to do out there in the world. For those of you who are retiring, this will be more a case of bringing these things together and wrapping them up so that you can move into a new phase of life. All right. So yeah, so with Jupiter moving into the 10th house, this is going to see, for those of you who are really career focused and have started a new career, or very passionate about your career, or started a new business, this is going to be big blessings. All right. This is going to really, really highlight that 10th house. It's going to be bringing opportunity, expansion, growth, travel to that 10th house. Lots of opportunity, lots of luck. So there are lots of blessings that can come here. And it echoes that idea of freedom, right? Jupiter is about freedom. It's an independent, freedom-loving planet. It rules Sagittarius, okay? Sagittarians are independent, they're freedom-loving. So this is that idea of having freedom in what I do in the world. This echoes that idea of, you know, that's pattern of Uranus in the 2nd house, freedom of how I make my money. So this is going to become something very important to you, okay, as we progress through this year. And there are blessings that can come, but this year you've got to put the work and you've got to have the courage, you've got to believe in yourself, all right? And then the blessings are really going to abound as we get into the latter part of 2019 and 2020. On December the 26th, we're going to be having a solar eclipse in your 4th house of home, foundation and property and women and all the things I mentioned before, right? So a further adjustment may be needed here. Or it could be that you were wanting to move, okay? You're wanting to move, weren't sure where to move, and then suddenly the opportunity comes along, that change comes along. So change is happening on these home and career fronts. And let's pull the card. All right, cool. I wasn't expecting that, I have to say. We've got the Eight of Swords. Now, this could mean that during this time, you're kind of feeling like, I'm not sure where this is going. You're worrying, thinking, have all these changes been right? Have they been worth it? I'm not sure. Am I going to get that breakthrough that I wanted? But the Eight of Swords in reverse is cool because upright, okay, it speaks to us of having options, but not seeing them clearly, okay? And it's usually to do with our mind, our perspective, our inability to actually see the wood for the trees. Yeah, the trees for the wood. Our inability to see the freedom that we have and what's open to us. It's like you're saying, okay, Eight of Swords in reverse. I see what options are available to me. And you know, 8 is also a very fortunate and lucky number, but also if we look at astrology, it relates to the 8th house, which can be about psychological trappings. So maybe you've overcome something on a psychological level, which has given you a greater sense of purpose, and you've freed yourself from perhaps a hang-up, a habit, a pattern that was actually preventing you from being able to move forward in some way. So there's a freedom here that happens with that, which I really like. Okay, I'm going to wrap that up and finish off with saying that, you know, as we move into 2020, this is what you're building towards. We're all building towards 2020. I mean, we're constantly building towards something, aren't we? But 2020 is going to be a big year for all of us globally and also personally. For you, the area of career, what you do in the world is going to become huge. We're going to have Pluto, and he's going to be making a conjunction to Saturn in that house. And this is big. This is a big deal. These are two power players. So we're going to see massive shift, massive change. And you're going to become, or you're going to be asked to be some sort of authority in a way as it relates to your career, what you do in the world, what you put out there. Jupiter is going to be in there as well in 2020, expanding. So your sense of, this could see you teaching, this could see you lecturing, this could see you going up a level, stepping up a level in terms of, you know, your authority, okay, in the world and in what you do. So this is what we're building towards. And with that 3 energy throughout the year, it allows us to be creative. It allows us to be courageous in going after this particular thing. All right. There was one more thing I wanted to mention, and I can't remember it now. Let's have a look. That was it. I wanted to pull some cards from my favorite decks. Right, okay. Alright, so this is the Colette Baron Reid deck, and I just wanted to pull an oracle card for you, okay, and see what we can, what comes up as like just overall advice for the year of 2019 for you. Okay. That's the one. Ooh. Details, details. I don't know if you can see that clearly. The art on these cards is so, so beautiful. If you're interested, I'll put a link to these cards if you want to check them out. They're stunning. I love them. Now, I don't know all of these cards' meanings off by heart because I have a few packs of cards, and my brain just isn't that, unfortunately, incredible at holding information. So let's have a little read and I'll tell you what we've got here. So, details, details. Okay. The most powerful patterns are created within the tiniest details. Pay attention. This is a time to be aware of the fine print in all areas of your life. Look at the details and leave the broad strokes for another time. When this card appears in a reading, it's a sign to finesse a project. Make small but meaningful gestures, or add a personal touch to your correspondence. Be aware that what you need to know lies in the details. If you're entering into an agreement of any kind, pay attention to them before, not after when it's too late. Clarity and transparency are key. You can gain great understanding by observing the minute body language, offhand remarks, and fleeting facial expressions that reveal the larger picture. Okay, so that's interesting. Details. So we're looking at the minutiae, right? We're looking at body language. We're looking at being aware, which I kind of like because 3, as it relates to Gemini in the chart, in the 3rd house, it can be very detail orientated. So perhaps that's a good bit of advice for you to bear in mind for upcoming year of 2019. Don't skip the details, okay? As you're building this new balance for yourself, don't skip the details. Make sure that you have that that foundation you're building is built on stone and not sand, you know, and okay, that's cool. Right, just one more. This is from my Earth, whoopsie daisy. Should we go with that one seeing as he wanted to fall out? Yeah, let's just do that then. Seems like you want it to be seen. Okay, Abuela Medicine. I love this card, it's so pretty. Okay, these cards are so lovely. They've got this really lovely kind of Native American feel to them, and I'm in love with the Native American culture and spirituality, so I'll put a link to those as well, anyone who wants to check them out. Right, Remedy of the Grandmothers, okay? Believe in the formidable power of healing, of transformation that it can provide for all aspects of your being and your life. Medicine comes in many forms from Great Spirit to facilitate healing of body, mind, and of soul. Whether it is the correction of unhelpful habits or of thought, guidance for the practical steps to resolve a physical imbalance, or deep soul healing that frees you into fulfillment of your divine potential, there is no limit to what can be healed through grace. A current of divine healing is flowing to you and through you now. Open yourself up to participate in a beautiful healing transformation. Okay, so the message here is about healing, which I like, because with that North Node in Cancer in your 4th house, and with the 6s that come up with the partial eclipses, once again, that's about healing, it's about harmony, it's about compassion. So I think you're going to find a lot of healing this year in going after your goals and balancing that work, making that work-life balance. I feel like you're coming into tune, Aries, with yourself. I really do, and I feel like you're really, you know, like I said, 2018 was a master number year. Doesn't mean that we necessarily became the master in 2018. I think that actually what's happening is you're going to start seeing everything you've mastered. I feel like you're going to start pulling everything together in just the right kind of balance, and there's going to be healing in that, and I like that. All right, well, lovely. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. It was an absolute pleasure. Like I said, for your personal numerology for this year, for your personal year number, go to that link that I'll put in the comments section. And I do readings of all sorts. Come check out my website, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. Much love. Take care and have an amazing and wonderful year.